In general, when the Civil War broke out, early 90s, Somalia had been going through a very, very hardship and difficult time. But then, when you compare that to what Somalis are going through today, it is nothing.
Vamos, Diego!
It started out, the civil war started out between Somalis, and the Somalis were fighting the tribal lineage, if you will, one tribe against another. And that produced warlords, individuals that were driven by their ego and interest, personal gains, who wanted to just basically use the tribal anxieties and paranoias and misgivings, misunderstandings, polarize that to their advantage. They have created their own fiefdoms, if you will, and they're controlled by the peril of the gun. I mean, whoever questions them has died. Fast forward, when Ethiopia went into Somalia, or invaded Somalia, if you will, I like to use the word invasion because it was illegal. It was in violation of international laws, all international laws. It was in violation of 3 Security Council resolutions. But simply because they were getting the support or the political cover of the United States, they could get away with it. Very simply. So when Ethiopia invaded Somalia, along the way, they've killed an estimated of 30,000 Somalis, some of them were either fighting against their invasion and incursion, others were just innocent individuals, bystanders, if you will. But then they end up going to the capital city and occupied ever since December 2006 up until today. Here we talk about, here in the United States, we talk about, today we talk about the economy meltdown. When Ethiopia, just a couple of weeks back, was given $151 million in foreign aid. It's just a mind-boggling.
I'm not saying that Somalis are, innocent, or Somalis are this. They killed each other, they destroyed each other, and that is a bad thing, and that is something terrible. But what is happening is not close to what used to happen. Women and children are the targets. Before, it used to be armed men fighting each other, and the women and children just, fighting to get whatever they need to eat. But now, literally, the women and children are being bombed. There are no hospitals, there's no food, inflation rate has always been high. Now, guess what? There's no food going into the country, there's no aid going into the country, and the government is responsible. In turn, we are responsible because we're funding everyone else.
When Ethiopia, that is considered the least country to have been respecting human rights, be given $150 million of my money, my tax money, our money, collectively, money that should be going to build our bridge, should have been going to help our kids educate, should have been going to promote democracy, rather, is going to dictators or tyrants. I at times get a call from my family, close family members from back home, telling me that they do not know whether they're going to get killed in the next minute or two. They just want to tell me that they, at that time, were doing fine and they were still alive. It is a very bad feeling to experience. It's a very difficult situation or predicament to be in. And that is a constant thing. I experience that every day, day in and day out.
I want them to turn to the UN. I want them to turn to the UN and fund that money with the coalition forces. I want them to hold the current Somali government responsible for their actions. I want them to say, this is what you're going to do for the people. If you don't do it, we don't give you the money. The people, the taxpayers' money are for those people. It's from the American people to the Somali people, not to kill Somali people. The Americans, I know them. I am an American.
we want you, as a fellow American, as a neighbor, as a friend, as a colleague, to write to your elected official, to call to your congressman and senator, and share the pain that your neighbors, the Somalis, are feeling. I personally happen to also think that it is constructive for us, the Ethiopians, Kenyans, Somalians, Ugandans, to come together and to talk and discuss ways in which we could help. I belong to this country. I'm afraid that I'm not going back to live in Somalia. But that's where I'm originated from. That's where my relatives live at. Not only that, I am also human. I feel for others. I cannot see a child suffering. I cannot see a mother suffering for whatever we need to do, or however long it takes. We need to work together and change the trend and the direction. If not, I'm afraid that this will not change, but worsen.